Hey guys, welcome. In this video, we're gonna take a look at all the ship changes and updates so far in the 4.2 PTU. First ship is the Anvil Gladius. The Gladius, king of the light fighters, is buffed again in the coming 4.2. Both variants, Gladius and the Gladius Valiant, including the Gladius Pirate Edition, all Gladiuses, pitch has been increased from 70 degrees to 75 degrees per second. 7% increase. What does this mean? Let's do a quick comparison. Let's compare the Aegis Gladius with the Anvil Arrow. So the red is the Gladius. The blue is the Arrow. First, let's compare the maneuverability. In the pitch axis, the Gladius now has 75 degrees per second without boost. The Arrow has 74 degrees per second, which means the Gladius in pitch axis is more maneuverable than the Arrow, including the boosted maneuverability. The boosted pitch axis for the Gladius is 90. The Arrow is 88.8. The yaw axis Gladius is 52. Arrow is 55. A little bit behind the Arrow. Boosted 62.4 for the Gladius and 66 for the Arrow. So the yaw axis, the Arrow is still better than the Gladius. However, for the roll axis, Gladius is 200. The Arrow is 189. Boosted, Gladius is 240. The Arrow is 226.8. So with the buff for the pitch axis for the Gladius, on average, the Gladius maneuverability is better than the Arrow now. Not including other specs, like the speed. The SCM speed, Gladius is 225, Arrow is 232, a little bit less. But the boosted forward SCM speed, Gladius is 520, Arrow is 515. Maximum navigation speed, Gladius is 2030, and the Arrow is 1210. And not including the shield for the Gladius is better than the Arrow. And also the body HP, the Gladius is 2134. The Arrow is only 2000. So the hull HP for the Gladius is better than the Arrow as well. Now, this is not taking into account of the flight blade. Next ship is the Aegis Idris M and Aegis Idris P, especially for the turret capacitors. They have been buffed by 500%. And that's not the only change for the Idris in the coming 4.2. And I have already made a video just about the Idris change, and you can check that out. The next ship is Anvil Asgard. The max ammo load multiplier changed from 3 to 5, which means the capacitor for the Anvil Asgard got a 67% buff. Let's check it out. Full power to weapon. Turn the weapon on and off. So all the guns on the Asgard are laser repeaters. There's no cannon. So they will share the same capacitor. It's over 100 and still growing. Wow. We have 179 rounds. You can fire for a long time. Okay, 179. So unlock the ship port. So what we can do is if you are using this ship solo, you don't have a gunner. That means you don't really need this dual size 4 gun on the bottom, right? Just detach these guns. Leave them empty. Let's see how many capacitor we can gain. Wow! 250! We had 179 and we just added more than 70 rounds to this. Yeah, if you're using this ship solo, you don't need the dual size 4. Just fire from the pilot. 250 rounds. But one thing I do agree with many people say about this ship, the hull HP really need a little bit of buff because 77,000 for the Anvil Asgard. I think the Valkyrie, let's actually take a look. Red is Anvil Asgard. Blue is the Valkyrie. The speed, they are very similar. The Valkyrie is a little bit faster. Shield, they are the same. But look at the hull HP. The Asgard knows only 20,000 hit points. The Valkyrie, 25,000 hit points. The tail, the Asgard, 20,000. Valkyrie, 25,000. So total hull HP for the Asgard is 77,000. For the Valkyrie is 90,000. Yeah, the Asgard as a dropship, it should have more hull HP than the Valkyrie, right? But it's the other way around. Now, the Anvil Valkyrie also got a little buff. The max ammo load multiplier changed from 3 to 3.5, only 17% buff for the ammo capacitor. Well, let's take a look. Hey, full power to weapon. On my left, I see only one weapon. Oh, I have 250 rounds. Wow. Pretty good. Now, what if I detach this turret guns? Because if I want to fly this solo, I really don't need a turret gunner. Detach these two size 3. And now I have 263 rounds for my guns. Nice. Next ship is the Prowler. This is one of my wife's favorite ship, and this ship is getting a lot of love in the 4.2. Look at this. First of all, the shield HP of the Prowler is doubled, which means the Prowler now has 4 size 2 shields. Before, the Prowler has only 2 size 2. In the 4.2, they are putting 2 more size 2 shields on the Prowler. That's the first big change, big buff for the ship. Now, there's more. For the hull HP, first of all, the vital part of the ship is on its nose. The nose HP increased from 8,500 to 11,500, 35% buff, but the body HP has been decreased from 40,000 to 20,000 hit points by 50%. Which is good because during a dogfight, the nose of the ship is more protected, which is its vital part. But for the body, only after it's damaged beyond 20,000 hit points, then the rest of the damage will start to bleed through into the nose. So basically, if you're hitting the body, you have to deal 31,500 hit points in order to destroy the ship. And not only that, look at this. Humerus base left and right both increase from 1,000 to 2,500. Humerus, I think, means the arm. And then humerus left, I think that means this one. The landing gear, left and right, both increase from 2,000 hit points to 3,500 hit points. So the structure of the ship as a whole has been buffed. There's more. Look at this. SCM speed increase from 205 to 210. Maximum speed increase from 1,150 to 1,170. Not a lot of increase, but it's a little faster now. Especially this one. Boosted speed forward. 420 increased to 445 meters per second. Wow, this ship is buffed. And besides, Alien Week is on the way. What does that mean? I don't know. Now, let's go inside the ship. Let's check out the shield generators, see where they are. Ooh. Wait, what is this? There is a ball. This compartment is really weird. Yeah, it's unfinished. I can even see the planet. Wow, what a nice view here. I can see Bloom right inside my ship. Love this view. But I only see 2 shield generators here. So I don't know where are the other 2 shield generators. Okay, let's fly the ship out. What a beautiful ship. The speed increase is not really significant. But the boost speed forward is. Especially in Atmo. If you have enough boost, let's see how the boost runs for the ship. In Atmo, I can reach 203 meters per second. If I boost it, I can reach 295, 96, 97, 297 when I boost it in Atmo. That's pretty fast, almost 300 meters per second. Now, next ship is a Starlancer MAX. What a beautiful paint for the ship. For the Starlancer MAX, the SCM speed increased from 135 to 160 meters per second. Almost 20% increase. That's significant. 25 meters per second faster in SEM. Also, boosted speed forward increased from 315 to 325. And boosted speed backwards increased from 140 to 165 meters per second. A speed buff for the Starlancer MAX. The Starlancer MAX also gets a capacitor buff from 3 to 4 by 33%. Let's check it out. Full power to weapon. So the pilot guns are laser cannons. It will have different capacitor size. The recharging for the laser cannons is slower than the laser repeaters. 80 rounds for the laser cannon. But somehow it only showed 2 weapons, not the 4 weapon. Yeah, you can also see here, M6A, 80 rounds. Now check the remote turret. 240 rounds. Wow, that's very decent. Again, if you don't use the rare turret, you can take those 2 guns out. So this gun will have more capacitor, but I'm not going to try that. Oh, wait, what? Yeah, this is all messed up. I can control the pilot guns on the remote turret seat. I can rotate these guns with a gimbal mount. Wow, this is so messed up. It's funny though. I hope this don't make it into live. The next ship is a Starlancer TAC. This ship received a speed buff in the 4.2. The SM speed increased by 36% from 110 to 150 meters per second. And the maximum navigation speed increased from 915 to 960 meters per second. Finally, it's a little faster than the Polaris. And the boost speed forward increased from 305 to 315 by 3%. And boost speed backwards increased from 140 to 155, increased by 11%. And the fuel capacity is nerfed just a little bit. Hydrogen capacity nerfed from 50 SEU to 48 SEU. Quantum fuel capacity nerfed from 3.6 SEU to 3.35 SEU. Really insignificant. Now, the maximum ammo load multiplier, the capacitor increased by 42%. Let's take a look. So, cannons, I have. Cycle power. Oh no! Oh no, I can't control it. Yep, gonna have to do it in the next patch. Alright, new 4.2 PTU patch just dropped. And in this patch, there's one more ship change that's added. Reduced the Anvil Asgard and Valkyrie cross-section emissions. I have searched Urkel and Ship Viewer. I do not have the data yet. So for this cross-section value, I'm gonna be adding it in my next PTU video. Now let's continue testing the TAC. And by the way, I have changed the pilot guns to 4 size 4 rhinos, laser repeaters, instead of cannons. Okay, on my MFD cast, I do not see the bullet count, but on my MFD, I do see here 168 rounds. One thing I want to test, because this is a new patch, is that slaved gun bug fixed or not? Let's see. So this is the remote turret. Yes, remote turret, 168 rounds. But if I go to the pilot seat, can I control the slaved guns? I really hope that bug is fixed, because that's really annoying. I cannot fire the remote turret here. But let's try the man turret. The dual size 5. Yep, dual size 5, 168 rounds with full power to weapon. Now, go to the pilot seat. Oh no, it's not fixed. My pilot seat, I can control this gun. So I think the remote turret I cannot control on the pilot seat, but the man turrets I can control. This is super weird. That shouldn't happen. No! Alright, one workaround I want to try is, before I leave the seat, I'm gonna turn this off. And now let's go to the pilot seat. I assume that this has something to do with engineering, because once engineering comes in, the entire ship is like a one circuit, right? All the power are connected throughout the ship. The weapon power, components, everything is connected. So I assume this is something to do with engineering. It's working in progress. That's why we can fire those guns on the pilot seat. There we go. Let's see. Oh, nice. This is the way. So when you leave the main turret, turn it off.
Systems off.
Oh no. That's not good. I turned the ship on and off because I don't have my MFD. Now, I can fire the remote turret gun again. Oh, this... Alright, let's call it working in progress. Last ship for this video, which is a vehicle, the Anvil Centurion. The ammo capacitor for the Centurion is increased by 6. Let's check it out. Power on. Can I manage power on the seat? Ooh, that's a negative. I cannot manage power on the turret seat. So on the pilot seat, giving full power to weapon. What the heck? This is insane! 446! Whoa! I can fire for a whole year! 446 on the Centurion. Wow, this is crazy. Now, what if I take out this gun, this size 3 gun from the top of the ship? I don't need it, right? Okay, tractor this out. Oh, 446. It hasn't changed at all, so it doesn't matter whether we have the size 3 or not. But 446, my goodness. Wow. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen. All the ship changes so far for the current 4.2 patch. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Wait, what? The pilot can control the turret on the Centurion. What the? Yes, the pilot can not only fire the size 3, and then if you enter turret, the pilot can control the quad size 4 on the Centurion. Wow, while the size 3 is also firing at the same time.